pros like Fixer Upper and Property Brothers make it look easy. Take a rundown house, put in some elbow grease, and a few weeks later, you've got a beautiful home, or an hour later, I guess, in some cases. But not so fast. Local real estate professional Kyle White joins us tonight. He's with RE/MAX Advantage Plus, and he's here to kind of talk about this. Let's start with a snapshot, Kyle, if we can. We've been reporting for months about this low inventory out there. How is the market at this point?
The market is still very strong. We are seeing a little bit of slowdown in the summer months, but that's pretty typical for the time of year. So a little more inventory than there was in the spring, but the market is still very strong.
And also, if you are considering buying a fixer-upper, first of all, let's start with just what is a fixer-upper when we're talking about that.
Well, yeah, a fixer-upper is pretty much any house that's going to need a little bit more work than a house that, you know, is ready to go. A lot of times we'll see older homes that haven't been fixed up in a while. They're outdated, or you also see the houses that are beat up. During the foreclosure crisis, we saw a lot of the properties that were in, you know, horrible condition, and those were a lot of the fixer-uppers that we saw.
And let's talk about the benefits of buying one. What are they? Well,
the main thing is going to be the price. You know, the price can be the biggest thing. You might get yourself into a neighborhood where you normally couldn't afford in, but you can find a house that needs a little work and it'll get you in the door. The next thing that we see people do is, I have a lot of clients that will buy a property, and the reason why they want to buy it is so that they can personalize it and make it truly their own by adding their own finishings, their own touches. And it's a lot cheaper than building a new home, so that's why a lot of people look to do it. And then the last thing, of course, is they like to do it because they can build some sweat equity by doing the work themselves.
What should people consider before they really want to buy a fixer-upper? There are some questions you should probably be asking yourself before making that decision.
Oh, there's a lot of things. I mean, I like to teach my clients, if they're new at it, I really like to tell them about the 2x4 rule. It's a 2x4 rule, and I call it that because when you first look at a project, it's probably going to actually cost you about twice as much as you think, and it's going to take you 4 times longer than you think. So really make sure that you're in the game for that purpose. That's one of the biggest things I like to teach people. I had a client that bought a property in Apple Valley, for example. They bought it, they were going to do a little bit of fix up to it, and then put it back on the market. Well, over the weekend, a squirrel got into the property. He ended up chewing on 22 of the 24 wood windows in the house.
Wow.
My client didn't plan on replacing those windows, so he had an extra $10,000 budget now that he had to account for to make that house flippable. So.
My goodness, that cost a lot to feed that squirrel.
Yeah,
Quite the story.
They found him.
What are some warning signs, would you say, for people shopping for a fixer-upper out there? You know, we always kind of associate these type of stories with flipped homes, and there are some nightmares out there when people do buy these.
Yeah, one of the biggest things that we look at is the layout. You can always change the layout, but it can get extremely expensive. So we like to have the layouts be pretty turnkey and then do a lot of the cosmetic things on top of that instead. You know, it's not too hard to take down a wall. We see a lot of people doing a wall in between like a kitchen and a dining room. That's pretty common. But if you're looking at doing multiple walls, it's not the wall you're worried about necessarily, but it's also the HVAC, the electrical, and the plumbing that might be inside that wall that you also have to change as well. So an undesirable layout can get extremely expensive for somebody that doesn't know what they're doing.
But really, bottom line, kind of go in with eyes wide open here, huh?
Eyes wide open, yeah,
right.
Definitely. And on the outside of the house as well, make sure you spend some time with it, looking at the exterior, the siding, the roof. Anything that has a siding issue could potentially be a lot more. It could be a mold problem on the inside if water's been leaking in there. So there's a lot of little things that can actually have a true effect that will affect the inside of the property as well.
Right. Kyle, thanks for coming in tonight. We do appreciate it.
Yeah, have a good day.
Kyle White from RE/MAX Advantage Plus. And if you would like more information, we have put a link to Kyle's website if you just head to WCCO.com.